Creating a work order and adding a timesheet entry in Aptora Mobile II training video. The purpose of this training video is to give Aptora Mobile II users an understanding of how to create a new work order, change the status of a work order, and add a timesheet entry from a work order from within the Aptora Mobile II application. Upon completion of this training video, users should have a good understanding of how to process this procedure in the Aptora Mobile II application. Creating a new work order. From the dashboard, click the Quick Add Data View option. Next, select the Data View option, Add Work Orders. The next page to display is a customer search page. Enter your search criteria for a customer to return a list of customers based on the criteria entered, and then click the Go or Enter button on your device or keyboard. After locating the customer job to create the work order for, select the radio dial button adjacent to the customer job to select that customer job, and then click the Next button found in the upper right corner of the page to continue. At this point, the user has created a new work order and is directed to the main work order page or form for further viewing or editing of the work order. Editing the work order. One fact to be aware of when viewing the work order form after creation is that items and contact log entries can be added or edited without clicking the Edit button found in the upper right corner of the page. To edit or add any other information to a work order, a user will need to click the Edit button. For the purposes of this training video, we will cover information found on the work order form from top to bottom. Below the page or form title, a work order, users will see a list of icons based upon the permissions the logged in user has assigned. In this training video, the user logged in has administrator permissions, which will display all features available to a user on the work order form. The first icon displayed on the work order form is the Add Customer Equipment icon. Selecting this icon will open the Add Customer Equipment form. Fill out the information on the form and click the Save button found in the upper right corner of the page to add and assign existing customer equipment to the customer job. For more information on the Add Customer Equipment icon, please visit our website where a specific training video about this feature is provided, or contact your Aptora sales representative for more information. The next icon is the Create Purchase Order icon. Upon selection of this icon, a user will see a message prompt asking if the user would like to create a purchase order from the work order, and whether or not, indicated by a checkbox, the user would like to include the work order items on the purchase order. Make the appropriate selection and click the Submit button to continue, or click the Cancel button to be returned to the work order form. Upon selection of the Submit button, the user will be directed to the Vendor Search form. Enter a vendor name or partial name for your search criteria and select the Go or Enter button on your device or keyboard to return a list of vendor results. Select the radio dial button adjacent to the vendor to be selected to select that vendor, and click the Next button in the upper right corner of the page to continue. Upon clicking the Next button, the user will be directed to the PO form or purchase order form, and a purchase order will have been created. For more information about creating purchase orders, please visit our website where a specific training video about this feature is provided, or contact your Aptora sales representative for more information. To the right of the PO icon is the Timesheet Entry icon. Selecting this icon will direct the user to the timesheet form in Aptora Mobile II. Fill out the form by clicking on each field or field button and adding or selecting the appropriate data. After making the appropriate timesheet entry form selections, click the Save button found in the upper right corner of the form to save the timesheet entry and be returned to the work order form. To the right of the timesheet entry icon is the customer signature icon. Upon selection of this icon, the user will be directed to the customer signature page. Users can have a customer use their finger to sign their name, and the device keypad or keyboard can be used to enter the customer's printed name. After obtaining the signature, click the Save button to be returned to the work order form. Next, the user will see the email icon. Upon selection of this icon, a user will see a message prompt displaying an email address if the customer has an email address listed in Total Office Manager, or requesting an email address to be entered. Users can also check the box Save the first email as default to have that email address auto-populate this message prompt in the future. Multiple email addresses can be entered here, and email addresses must be separated by either a comma or semicolon. After entering all email addresses to send the work order to, select the Send button to send the work order via email and be returned to the work order form, or click the Cancel button to be returned to the work order form without sending the email. The next icon displayed to the right of the email icon is the Print icon. Upon selecting the Print icon, a new browser window will open and will display a preview of the work order. If a printer device is connected to the mobile device, the user has the ability to print the work order. Because these options vary by device and web browser, how to print in the field will not be discussed in this training video. To close the work order preview, select the X button on the web browser tab displaying the work order preview. To the right of the print icon is the Create Invoice icon. Upon selecting the Create Invoice icon, a message prompt will display asking the user if they would like to create an invoice from the current work order. A checkbox to include work order items is also displayed in this message prompt. Check this box to include the work order items. After making the appropriate selection from the message prompt, click the Submit button to continue or the Cancel button to be returned to the current work order. After selection of the Submit button, a user will have created a mobile invoice and will be directed to the invoice form for further review and editing. For more information about editing invoices in Aptora Mobile II, please visit our website where a specific training video about this feature is provided, or contact your Aptora sales representative. The final icon displayed to the right of the Create Invoice icon is the Work Order Settings icon. Upon selection of the Work Order Settings icon, a user is directed to the Work Order Settings form, where additional display settings can be selected. The settings found on this page are directly related to the print preview and printed copy of the work order form when processed through Aptora Mobile II. The options on this form function similarly to the Print Options form in Total Office Manager. Note: these settings only apply to the user logged in and are not global settings. After making your selections and settings changes, click the Save button to be returned to the current work order form. Work Order Data Views. Below the work order icons, the work order's main information is found. Upon selecting the Edit button from the upper right corner of the work order, the user will have the ability to change information found in this area, such as the work order number, description, and status. Below the main information area, users will see additional work order data views. Notice the plus sign to the left of these data views and the arrow sign to the right of the Contact Log Data View option. These indicators are to illustrate that more information can be viewed, added, or edited from these data view options. In order to add or edit information within these data views, users must click the Edit button in the upper right corner of the work order. The Directions and Notes data view. The first data view option is the Directions and Notes data view. First, click the Edit button from the upper right corner of the current work order. At this time, the current work order is in edit mode. Next, select the Directions and Notes data view option. Click within the Directions field to add directions. Click within the Notes field to add notes. To move out of this data view, either select the Save button from the upper right corner of the work order form if you have completed your entries for the work order form, or select another data view or area on the screen outside of the Directions and Notes data view. Users may collapse data views by selecting the data view option they would like to collapse. The General data view. The second data view option is entitled General. This data view provides the user with more options to be selected for the work order and additional fields where more information can be entered. Notice the field names displayed here correspond to the field names on the work order form in Total Office Manager. Make the appropriate selections on the General data view and click the Save button from the upper right corner of the work order, or select another data view or area on the screen outside of the General data view. The Items data view. Below the General data view, users will see the Items data view. As mentioned earlier in this training video, users must not be in edit mode to add items to the work order. At this point, in order to illustrate this feature and function, I will select the Save button from the upper right corner of the work order. Next, click on the Items data view and then select the Add Items button. Upon selection of the Add Items button, a user will be directed to the Add Items search page. Below the search field, notice the button Contains. Select this button to change what criteria to search for when entering your search criteria. Below the Contains button, notice the Insert at Position button. Select this button to drop down a numeric list. This button allows a user to select an item and place the item on a specific line on the invoice. Because this work order does not have any items added to it at this time, the only number to display will be 1. Enter an item name or number or partial into the search field to return a list of item results. Select the item or items to add to the work order form. Multiple items can be selected here. After making item selections, the user may then click the Add button to add the selected items to the work order form and will be returned to the work order form. The User-Defined Fields data view. Below the Items data view, the User-Defined Fields data view option is displayed. This data view will display user-defined fields saved and added in the Total Office Manager database and assigned to the customer job and/or work order forms. User-defined fields cannot be added from this data view. The Customer Equipment data view. Upon selection of this data view, the user will either see a field stating None if the customer job has no equipment assigned, or a button Select Equipment and a field stating None if the customer job has equipment assigned but the equipment has not been added to the work order, or the Select Equipment and a button entitled by the name of the piece of equipment. If the customer does not have equipment on file, use the Add equipment icon at the top of the work order form to add customer equipment. If the customer has equipment on file saved to the Total Office Manager database, click the Select Equipment button to select the piece or pieces of equipment to assign to the work order. The user will then be directed to a Customer Equipment search page, where equipment can be selected by checkbox to be added to the work order. Select a checkbox next to the piece or pieces of equipment to be added, and then click the Save button found in the upper right corner of the page to add the equipment and be returned to the work order form. If the customer has equipment on file and it is assigned to the work order displayed in the Customer Equipment data view, select the piece of equipment, then notice the model number is colored and underlined. This indicates that the model number seen can be selected for more information or editing. Upon selecting the model number of the piece of equipment, the user is directed to the Customer Equipment form. From the Customer Equipment form, the user can view all equipment information and has the ability to edit information if necessary. To edit the equipment information, click the Edit button found in the upper right corner of the Customer Equipment form. After doing so, edit the fields available for editing as needed. Once completed, select the Save button. After clicking the Save button, select the arrow icon found in the upper left corner of the next page to proceed back to the work order form. The Contact Log data view. The final data view on the work order form is entitled Contact Log. Upon selection of this data view, the user is directed to the Work Order Contact Logs page. Users have the ability to search the contact log list for specific log entries. Select inside of the search field to enter your search criteria, and then click the Go or Enter button on your key or keyboard to return filtered results. As you can see, this record does not have any results, so I will not search. Users with the appropriate permissions may also add log entries by selecting the Add button found in the upper right corner of the page. Upon selection of the Add button, the user is directed to the Work Order Contact Log entry page. Enter the information into the available fields, and then click the Save button to save the entry and be returned to the Work Order Contacts Logs list. The Contact Log data view also features another data view entitled Manage Notifications. For more information about this feature, please visit our website where additional training videos specific to this feature can be found, or contact your Aptora sales representative. Save the work order. Once a user has completed editing of the new work order created, the user must select the Save button if this has not been done earlier in the process of editing the work order. Start to finish scenario. Create a new work order, add a piece of equipment existing at a customer location, add existing equipment to the work order, add items to the work order, complete the work order, and add a timesheet entry. At this time, let's walk through the process from beginning to end. Before doing so, this process in written or spoken form can be described in the following statement summary. Dashboard, Quick Add, Add Work Orders, Enter Search Criteria and click Go, select Customer Job, Next button, Add Equipment icon. Save button, Work Order Edit button, Edit Main Information, Directions and Notes, General Data Views, Save button, Items Data View, Add Items button. Enter search criteria and click Go. Select Items, Add button, View User-Defined Fields Data View, Customer Data View, Customer Equipment Data View, select Equipment button, select Equipment, Save button, Contact Log Data View, Add button, Enter log entry, Save button, Back one page arrow icon, Timesheet entry icon, Enter timesheet entry data, Save button. At this time we can view the work order just created. This completes the creating a work order and adding a timesheet entry Aptora Mobile II training video. For more great Aptora videos or additional information about Aptora and our products and services, please visit our website or contact your Aptora sales representative. Thank you.